Hello all. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Here we are. Happy Thursday. Actually, I was having a chat to someone before and said happy Friday and realized it was definitely not Friday. And I am way ahead of myself. But welcome. Thank you for being here. It's going to be a good fun day today. I know it. I'll wait a couple of minutes as we start to grow in numbers and then we'll get started. We are all, we don't need that. That's chucks. We are all sauce filled today. This is a spicy number. So welcome. Hey, Sandra. Hello, Adelaide people. Oh, that's wonderful. How are you? Thanks for coming on. Hey, Perth. Hello, all. Welcome, welcome. Brizzy, some from every state at the moment. This is ridiculous. Go on, fly. The door's open. Starting to get warm down this end. Bris Vegas. The gong. That's what I'm talking about. Spent a lot of time in the Wollongong, actually. A lot of friends of mine went to uni there. Great uni school. Sydney, yep. We're ticking all the boxes here. This is fantastic. Yes, and of course, Melbourne. Which, by the way, completely clear of the old COVID world. How good is that? The dog is here. Poppy Lentil. Here she comes. I'll get you to say hello. She thinks I've got food, though. Hey, mate. Come on. You want to say hello to some people? Look. Hello, everyone. Look at you. Oh, she can see a fly. Let's see if she gets it. No. Getting big. Oh, no, wants to go down. Wants to go down. There we go. Oh. My God, so big. So I haven't done. It's a bit of a mess today. It's getting this hot and everything gets a bit heavy. She is, I reckon, the last time we weighed her, she was a 14 kilos. That was about a month ago. So I reckon she's about 22 kilos at the moment by my lack of gym knowledge. But she's now obsessed with chasing flies. So she spends the whole time running around the house trying to eat flies, like right now, which could be worse. As long as it's not spiders. Traugen, amazing. All right, let's get started. We might as well. By the way, don't forget, this is an amazingly interactive space. So if you have any questions, please ask. I can't read the screen from that far away, so I'll come around and answer any questions that you have. But of course, if anyone on there knows, feel free to just answer away. And yeah, it's a free, loving space, pure, utter quality across all fronts. So have an amazing time. I will start right now. Today I am making a bit of a one-pot wonder, kind of. But I'm doing this amazing spicy. I'm using tempeh. I'm going to move the camera up. I'm using tempeh for this one. I mean, I know the recipe says chicken as well, but you can use either or. I don't eat very much meat at all, and so I prefer not to. But this, I don't know if you can see that. That's tempeh. I've got some grated ginger and garlic below it, but and it's in yellow. That doesn't help the cause, does it? There we go. So tempeh is basically. I mean, as Australians, we should all know kind of what tempeh is, but it's because it's from Indonesia, and we know the Australians love barley, but it's fermented soybeans, set, so it's inoculated with a bacteria, and then it sets it, which is really, really cool, and it's really consumable, and the outside gets super crunchy, and the inside gets really, really soft and delicious. And you can make tempeh with any grain at all. But, well, most grains anyway. You can do them with quite a few. I've made it before. So if you jump into the Source Bulk Foods, grab yourself some of their amazing soybeans, their organic soybeans. You can make your own tempeh. It's awesome. Well worth a try. There's nothing better than making it yourself if you feel like it. You know, of course, time is of the essence. So if you don't have the time, then maybe not. But if you really do sort of feel like challenging yourself in the world of fermentation, that is an amazing one. And not only that, the hero for tonight's dish, let's get back onto the sauce world, is this. is this amazing. They're multi-grain rice. It's new. It's in store. It's amazing. I mean, look at this. So it's basically Taste the Rainbow. I don't know why I'm looking down at this. I'm looking at the thing. It should be looking at it. It's like Taste the Rainbow, but in grain form. You know, you've got orange split pea or red split peas. You've got puri lentils. You've got brown rice. You've got buckwheat. You've got the rainbow of quinoa. You've got what else have you got? What else have you got? I think that's it. But there's so much stuff, and et al. And others. There's so much in there, and this is an amazing source of fiber, amazing source of protein, absolutely filling as well. So if you're not jumping on the world of having any meat and you want to create a sort of a plant-based diet, this is the Flexitarian world. This is going to do exactly that. It is well worth giving it a go. So jump into your source bulk food stores. Oh, how cool is that? Good old camera. Hey? The old 2005 camera doesn't work so bad anymore. Jump into your source bulk food stores. I'm pretty sure, don't hold me to this, might be going on a bit of a sale. So jump on board, but if not, still well worth it. Give it a go. So the recipe, if anyone's got it in front of you. By the way, everyone, the recipes are at every single source bulk foods store. So if you want to jump on the recipe, the ones from last week are there, the ones from this week are there, the ones from next week will be there soon. So jump and grab the recipes from any of your local source bulks. They will have it, and they will help you out with all the ingredients that are there as well. They'll point you in the right direction because they're amazing. Now, the recipe says to marinate your chicken and your tempeh first. We're going to jump straight onto this because that takes the longest to cook. And the marinade, you get the idea. The longer, the better. But because it's ease and it is 7, 6, whatever time it is, in whatever state you're in, I want to try and get this cooked first. So I'm going to jump on board this. Going around. Let me see if there's any questions. It's higher in protein than tofu. Tofu is a huge. I'd say no. Soybean has one of the highest forms of protein, but it's not processed, which is really cool. So if you're looking at tofu, you find, unless you're making your own, and there's a pretty heavy process going on with tofu, especially internationally. This organic, local, amazing. So it won't be as high as tofu. I wouldn't think. There isn't much. Hemp is definitely higher than tofu. A few bits and bobs are higher than tofu, but not much. What else? Just quick other question. What is the flavor of tempeh? Tempeh that we would understand. So think about really soft. See, it's hard because soybean isn't really something that that people really understand when it comes to softness. So it's like a soybean that's really, really soft. But when you fry it, and we'll show it to you later, it gets crispy. So the crispy outside, really soft and delicious, gooey inside if you don't overcook it. It's beautiful. You can get tempeh at many organic shops. It's definitely readily available. I think you can even get it in supermarkets if you want to, but it's up to you. It doesn't have the same consistency as tofu. It's definitely firmer because it's using the whole bean as opposed to making a milk and then setting it that way. The recipe for tempeh, Google that one. I've done it before. There's a few places you can get the inoculants. Flexitarian, what is that? Flexitarian basically is a person who doesn't solely rely on meat, but swings heavily both ways. So does, really all about the plants, vegetable, plant-based diet. Every so often will have some meat, vice versa, but really focuses on enjoying plants with a little bit of meat on the side, being flexible with how they eat, but being conscious of what they're eating. I love all the questions coming in. Thank you so much. But have fun. I like tempeh. Yeah, it's the recipe for tempeh. Google it. Sorry to say. Flexitarian, so on. Yes, thank you very much for answering those questions. Hi from the Gold Coast. What's up? Love the Gold Coast. I'm from Byron, by the way. So, well, I wouldn't say from Byron because I think people who are actually born there wouldn't like it. But my folks have lived up there for about 15 years. I'm going to stop talking. Let's start cooking. Okay, my pot is on. I've got a bit of oil in there. I'm going to turn it on and put it on medium. Sear. I don't even know what sear means, but it's on sear. I don't think this actually works because it's copper. What am I going to do? I'm going to do this instead. Okay, we're on fails already, everyone. Neither of those are induction worthy. Huzzah, right. Thank you, Scan Pan, for going to the rescue. All right. Oil in. Wait, you know how it sticks? I'm now dirty 2 pans. The recipe asks for a crock, so I've got my while that's warming up, the recipe asks for like a clay pot. If you have one, great. If it's good for on top of the hob, then that's awesome as well. As I know a lot of Chinese style ones and African style ones as well. And tagines can go well on fire. This is my grandmother's. I love this one. So this is a Dalton. My grandmother bought it so long ago. So it's oven safe, but I'm not really sure I want to put it on top of the fire. So I'm going to make everything in here, transfer it in. You can make everything in here if it's fire safe and just do a one pot wonder. Perfect. But hold on tight. Okay. Heat is on. Filthy pans away. Sound like what's that guy's name? Who's the English chef that swears a lot? Why can't I remember his name? Who is it? Gordon Ramsay. Aha, yes. Right. Oil is in. Onions. I'm going to fry those off. I just roughly chop them because what's going to happen is when this cooks down in the liquid, it's all going to soften. So all I really want to do is get a little bit of color and a little bit of sweetness out of it. That's all. Nothing more than that. Now, I'm going to let that cook for a second. It's just going to sizzle away. I then have ginger and garlic. I mean, have you ever gone to your house, or maybe when you've gone home and someone, if you're just not the only cook and you've gone to someone's house and you smell onions and garlic and ginger cooking together? Ah, heavenly. So they're going to go in too. I'm going to sweat them all off together. Ooh, do I have my trusty red spatula, everyone? Anyone who was there on the first session knows my red spatula. And I have every single window open at the moment because I'm cooking in front of you. All the steam and heat is going up into here, and the fire smoke alarms are just on the other side of that wall. So every window is open, but thank goodness it's summer. Okay, that's frying away beautifully. Now, the question is what we're going to be using a lot of today, and we discussed at the start, is the world of organic food. Now, quick question out there. Answer if you can, a Y or an N. Do you think organic food is cheaper? Or do you think it can be cheaper? There we go. Let's ask that one. Do you think organic food can be cheaper? Because if you can Y or N it, throw me an answer. Because I want to see. Just still browning this off. It's nearly ready, actually. This induction cooker is extremely hot. I've got a question there, but I can't see it, I'm sorry to say. I will come back to you. I'll come back to you in a second. Hold tight. Just got to make sure this doesn't burn, because it's a bit of an intense induction. All right, that's amazing. So that's browned off nicely. Now in here, I've got all source bog food stuff. So I've got these in different jars because these are my favorites. I used to have these a while ago until I found uniform jars. So I've got cumin seeds from Source. I've got medium heat dried and ground up chili flakes. I have Chinese 5 Spice Heavenly. And just to reinforce that sort of aniseed flavor, I have some star anise as well. Delicious, delicious. They're all in here. The recipes are in the cards. Chuck those in. Beautiful. In. And now all we're going to do is just cook those spices off a little bit. Get away from that. Cook out that rawness. Keep cooking. Oh, it smells amazing. If anyone's going to be cooking this, the smells that's going to permeate your house, you'll have people from outside running in to come get you. Hello, chili. Oh my gosh, they got me so bad. Right. 250 grams. I'm just going to use a cup. I'm going to guesstimate. I'm all my own tonight. So that goes in kind of like a risotto, really. That sort of thing. Just giving a little fry off to get those, just to activate them all. Get the oils to come out. Get a nice toasty, roasty flavor coming from it. Don't forget my oven is on. Don't forget my oven. Don't forget to put your oven on a preheat at 180 if you haven't done that already. But if you haven't, it's fine. It's no big deal. You also don't have to put this in the oven. You could quite easily just do this on stovetop if you prefer, but you might need to rinse it out because obviously it's not going to soak up all the liquid, or it might soak up too much liquid, so you might have to add more. All right. Color smells unbelievable. So good. In with my stock. Now I'm putting the stock in here basically because I want to deglaze the pan. And also it's going to end up being easy to pour it into, I say that now, being poured into my clay pot. All right, beautiful. Heat is off. Done. Get out of the way. We're going to go to the marinade next. I'm going to come over and answer some of the questions that you have first. Let's see how I can do this as one person. Amazing. Done. This, I am so ready for this already. Oh, that smell. Now you can do a cheats version of this as well. You don't even have to cook off anything. You can just bung it all in this clay pot. I'm going to turn this off so it stops being so loud. There we go. You can put everything in this clay pot, right? Just mix it together, even raw onions, raw garlic, raw ginger, etc. And then just put it in the oven and just one pot, don't even touch anything else. That's perfect. But this is going to go in 180 degrees for about 35 minutes. All right. Now I'm going to come around and ask some questions. Now the marinade's going to come up next. Okay. To have the next recipe of this sauce. I'll have a chat with the sauce people. I'm sure. Which is your local sauce? Maybe they can have. I'm sure you can also jump online. They might have it on their website as well to make your life a little bit easier. It can be cheaper if we all buy it. You're actually not wrong there. I love that. In bulk, exactly right. Yeah, it's a fair point, Sandra. Exactly. Oh, I love this. I don't even have to be here. Why am I here? You guys are answering it all themselves. Hello, Therese. Anyone know who that is? So yes, exactly. You're right. So obviously, okay. So also, first of all, recipes are on Facebook and Instagram, but not on the website. They are also in all the stores. Okay, so we'll try and get them in earlier if needs be. However, do the best you can. Also, make sure you ask the people at the front of the store because they may have the recipes nearby. They just need to be asked. So the store people are obviously super beautiful and lovely. So be sure to ask. Now you're right about it. If you could find more people doing organic, then you'll find the price dropping a lot more for sure. But if you think about using how much chemicals get used in products, and I'm not going to delve into this because it's a very, very long conversation, but you can think about how many chemicals do get used into grains and especially in sort of fresh produce as well. You'll be astounded about not only necessarily what it does to lentils in the kitchen. She's not out of the kitchen. Out of the kitchen, lentil, out. Oi. She's not listening to me. Now, if you think about what it does to you or to the farm, then absolutely. And then you've got to think about then not only about what it does to necessarily the plants or to the grains or anything, but what it does to the waters around it, to what it does to the streams, to what it does to the oceans. And this is the issue. When you start using a lot of chemicals in plants, you have to start looking at broader things, not necessarily just what it does for you, but what it does for everything around it. And if you start finding heavy rainfall after you sprayed a crop with pretty heavy pesticides, you'll actually find then that will run off into the oceans and cause huge amounts of harm, which it already is, for the environment. I'll try and straighten this camera up a bit. Causing huge amounts of huge amounts of problems in the oceans as well. And of course, we know that quite prominently with climate change, the rising acidity levels in the ocean as well, of course. Now, not only does it sort of fix that problem if we stop using that, but also what it does to our bodies. If you think about the chemicals you can put in your body, there is a large amount that does. Look, I don't know I'm not a scientist. I actually don't know the exact amounts, but I know a lot of it gets washed away. But at the same time, I'd prefer not to put them in or take the risk and put them in my body at all. And as we get older, or as we sort of evolve, we're finding more and more pesticides coming along and getting stronger and stronger as weeds And as diseases start getting into crops and becoming sort of a big problem, they're starting to create stronger pesticides, and that's creating this circle, which is, the circle of craziness, which we're not really into. And not only that, the best thing about it, and I'm going to answer the question now, is whether it's cheaper. And the answer is maybe part is yes, it can be, because there's a few reasons. And when it comes to the source, it's all about buying in bulk. Now, if you want to go buy the same ingredient in the supermarket, you're actually going to find that that ingredient, you have to buy a certain amount. Now, the source bulk food have done it already for you. All of their ingredients have been bulk bought, and so you're able to buy as much as you need, which in turn allows you to save money, because you don't need to buy a kilo of this or 500 grams of that. You can actually buy a small amount that suits your family. Now, you also got to have a look at things like, what are you eating? Drop it, drop it, drop. She swallowed it. It better not be bad. You've also got to think about the fact that they bought all the bulk for you, and so you can only have to buy as much as you want. And you look at ingredients like the apricots, for example. They're organic apricots. If you look at them, are dark in color. Now, you might think that's weird and ugly, but in fairness, it's actually perfect, because what happens when you look at drying apricots or drying ingredients, a lot of people put sulfites into their ingredients, and so therefore it holds its color. And that color holding isn't ideal. What you're really looking for is for natural drying. And this is what happens with their sort of apricots. And when you jump into the store next, have a look at the difference. And if you want, do a taste comparison. It's quite interesting to see how different they really are. And it's important to touch on that. So be sure to try it as best you possibly can. Try buying organic. The source allows you to do that. I'm just going to jump onto the marinade, and then I'll be back for more questions. Hold on. What were you eating, little one? I don't know what you were eating, which is a bit of a worry. Right, the marinade. While the grains are cooking away, I've got ginger and garlic in my bowl. No one wants to see me grating ginger and garlic, so I've done it already. Now we're going to go to the sauce powerhouse. Right, this is great. So I've got, firstly, gochujang. This is my friend made this for me, which is beautiful. A quarter of a cup. It's a quarter of a cup there. A quarter of a cup of that. Now this is basically, you can get this in any store. It's everywhere, really. It's in a red jar. Google gochujang, and you'll find the most common one. Sells it through all major sort of markets. And if you go to Australian market, if you're anywhere there, or any Asian supermarkets, that is exactly where you need to go. That's what you get. My friend made this. It is awesome. Now, let's hit the sauce world. Honey. Sauce is organic honey. Yes, please. In. Now, this marinade is all about sweet, salty, sour apple cider vinegar. Organics. Sauce is organic apple cider vinegar. Delicious. Good glug of that. Beautiful. Now, for those, sauce being gluten-friendly, really important. Tamari, for those who aren't fans of gluten or can't have it, this is gluten-free. So organic tamari, delicious. Our salty, adding more salt to that. Olive oil in as well. Nice glug, creates that fatty element. And when you fry it off, that oil is going to be very useful. Give that a mix around. Thick, rich, super, as spicy as you want it to be. Don't be afraid. If you don't like spice, you can leave the gochujang out. And you can use ketchup manis, or like maybe hoisin if you want. That's all fine. I'm going to come and show you up close. And look at the color of that. Really, that is just amazing. That is amazing. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yes, that's not a slice of bread. That's actually tempeh for those who aren't sure. Now, if you're using chicken, you can use fish for this, but you just want a heavier fish, maybe like a monkfish or a ling, something quite dense, something that's going to hold up. And I'd cook them separately, and then probably put it in at the very last minute, as opposed to baking it with the dish at the end, because that's kind of a plan B you can do. But if you've got your chicken, in my case, tempeh, marinate it now, chuck it in the fridge. You can leave it overnight. Ideally, overnight is the best. Look, at the moment, because of today, we're only going to do it for a short period of time. However, half an hour minimum would be best. 2 hours thereabouts would be great. So I'm just going to marinate that now. I'm going to chop this up actually into slices. Perfect. In here, I'm going to use my fingers. It's only me eating tonight anyway, so if you can put this, there's heaps of ways you can do this. You can put them in a Tupperware container and then leave it in your fridge. But I'm really happy with this. I'll roll it on top. Let that sit for a couple of minutes, okay? All right. Okay. Now don't forget, let's have a look at this. So don't forget as well, it's the reason why the sauce is so good with their organics is because they're plastic free as well. So you're not paying for the extra packaging, you're using paper, which is also an amazing it's amazing for the environment, first of all. It's amazing for my mind. But if you think about eating organic, it's great for your gut. Your gut health is going to thank you a lot, I feel. And again, no scientist here, but the massive change in using pesticides towards food and how we're really farming at the moment, I think that is what's creating, or one of the small reasons why we're creating difficulties with how we digest food now. Again, don't judge me, don't hold me to that. I'm not 100% sure, of course, but I wouldn't be surprised. And then they don't use any plastic. So you go around there with your paper bags. And anyone in here who hasn't been to the source before, it's a really simple way of doing it. You get your paper bag and your pen. You write down the code number on the front of the box, and you take as much as little as you want. There's scales around. You can check it all out. And also, don't be afraid to ask them. They're fantastic people. So be sure to ask any questions you need. Is there any questions? Speaking of, throw them out now, because while you're doing that, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about their amazing arranges for colors, right? So it's not only foods that they're talking about that is really good in the way of saving money and using less chemicals. They have got an amazing range of things. Now I've got some here. So if you're looking at colorings, healthier versions than buying food coloring, the source has you covered for things like cakes, jellies, or even for smoothies. And they have things like, well, here you go. We've got spirulina, of course, the classic spirulina. That color is synonymous with spirulina. They have cacao, which is great, powder. They have, what else do they have? They have papaya, dry papaya. They have, wait, I'll write it down. Oh, matcha, of course. Oh, turmeric powder. Duh, turmeric powder. And I don't know if I'm right here. So they've got beetroot powder as well. I mean, that is ridiculous. So you can use that for any form of coloring. Super good. And because it's so concentrated, really good for you. But I have a slight feeling they've got dragon fruit powder. Can someone just confirm that with me? I just got this weird inkling feeling that I've seen that somewhere, maybe on the online shop. Yeah, so that's definitely something that I reckon I've seen. But not only that, you've got to look at things like, it doesn't always, the best thing about it is it doesn't always focus ideally on food. You've got to focus on the household environment as well. Because if you're starting to use excessive chemicals for cleaning the house, it's just a reverse effect. So you're really being healthy to your body and your soul when it comes to organic produce here, but then using extreme chemicals to sort of clean and wipe things down doesn't necessarily agree on top of what you're doing for your body. So it might also create a negative effect or a reverse effect. So you've got to look at things like they're biodegradable, which is this packaging is biodegradable, of course, but they're lemon myrtle. I can't see, that light's not really working for me. The laundry powder, which we love, and it smells so good, right? Important for me. And I know my mom's on here somewhere watching, and she's all about how good things smell along with how good things taste, and also, clean washing. This actually smells good. So many times I buy biodynamic or, better version of bulk washing up product, and it just smells like nothing. And I kind of like the smells of good things. So they do laundry liquid as well. They do dishwashing liquid as well. They all have them, and you bring your own jars. So I know they use paper at the source, and you can jump on those whenever you want. But I usually come along with, you can bring your own shopping bag or my own tote bag full of jars, and the special ones that I have. So I always have a specific one for washing powder. I always have a specific one for dishwashing liquid. Same thing with like my flours and rices. I don't really want to get them mixed up, especially if people are gluten intolerant. I don't want to go
putting my rice and my flour and swapping them over accidentally. So I always have them in the specific ones. And by the way, I've got confirmation dragon fruit powder is the sauce. Get on board that wacky thing. That is not even legal. It is so bright in color. Pattaya dragon fruit powder. There we go. That's what it is. So I always make sure I don't swap them over. So I bring as many jars as I can that is for my specifics, and then the others that I don't, I use the bags, but I try to keep it. And always confectionaries, like chocolate licorice bullets. Stop it. You got to put that in the bag because no one should know that you have them. And you hide in the back pocket, pay for them quickly, and then run away. All right, I'm going to check on my grains. Sorry, it's really hot. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's really hot. Okay. Hold on, coming to you now. The one thing they didn't really think about when creating the design for this number is the fact that it hasn't got any handles. So trying to get it out of the oven is near impossible. Right, how are we looking? Heat-proof mat down. Oh, that is boiled. Oh, that smells good. It's not ready yet. Just want to have a double check. I'm going to put it back in. Okay. Now let's jump onto this tempeh. I'm going to put it on the stove at the back because this thing is a little bit too intense for my liking. Medium-high heat, olive oil. Now what the idea here is if you're using things like chicken or fish, cook it skin side down to start with, get that nice caramel color, right? That sort of beautiful Maillard reaction. I'm going to do the same thing with this. Then I'm going to take out my grains from the oven when they're all soaked up, and I'm going to put this in there and get it to reduce down and finish it off. So this gets nice and roasty, toasty on top, and everything else sort of like evaporates when it comes to the liquid. And you have this gorgeous sort of like slightly dry, slightly wet, and then on top really crispy pieces of either chicken, fish, or in my case, tempeh. So delicious. That's heating up. I'm going to put these on there now and start frying them off. You're on. Alright, you can't do that with the chicken. All right. What do we got next? Who's cooking along with us? Anyone? I suppose it's kind of hard though, isn't it? Because you have to sort of like try to look and ask questions. Yes, you can get shampoo. You can get absolutely everything from there. Anything that's sort of bulk based, it isn't necessarily fresh, like fresh vegetables. It is all available there. So jump on in and have a gander. Any other questions? Anyone want to answer questions, people? Yes, amazing. I love the conversations you all are having here. Might change. Yeah, you will. Now, we've also got to touch upon things like nuts and seeds as well. They all have the ability to be, organic. Hazelnuts are there. What else have we got? There's pinto beans here, which are amazing. Hemp, fantastic. Goji berries. What else have I got? I've got peanuts over there, cashews, and I've got almonds, and I've got macadamias, all organic, all fantastic, all from Australia. I implore you to go in and check it all out and see what you can come up with, because there's plenty of options. That's starting to fry away. I reckon, what time is it? It's getting to 7:30. I reckon, yes, it is, Paul. You're so right. I couldn't agree more. Sustainable water. That's an interesting one, isn't it? Because obviously the Murray-Darling is a big questionable situation. Irene, let me ask. I would say I don't doubt, but let me ask for you, and I will get back to you. shoot me an Instagram message if you have Instagram, Irene, and let me double check, and I'll let you know. Beautiful. Thanks, Irene. I really appreciate that. Any other questions? What I'll do is, everyone, if you all want to stick around, that's great. I will just finish off the tempeh and show you what it looks like, because it's sizzling away now. I don't know if you can hear that. And I reckon my grains are still another sort of 10, 15 minutes off. So we can stick around and finish it, or I can just give you a little example of what it's going to look like, and we can finish it off there. I might take the lid off, actually, just so it helps it along. Oh no, oh no. Oh, we're in trouble. Oh, we're in trouble. Okay. We're in trouble. I dropped the lid inside the thing. Oh, Lordy. Okay, get a crock with a handle. Oh, no, it's biting. It's all happening, folks. It's all happening. Oh my gosh. So I'll come close to you because I reckon I can double. Hey, dog, come on. Crazy dog. See this close. Look at that. See how it's starting to thicken up a bit? All those grains are starting to sort of take on that liquid and soak up all that amazing stock. All right, so I'm going to leave that there. And then I'm putting it back in with the lid off, and then I'm going to finish frying these off, put them on top. Oh, yes! All right. Now, next week, by the way, we have an amazing. It is awesome. It smells amazing. Next week, by the way, I've got this awesome little free-formed creme brulee. It's completely plant-based, which is amazing, and it's going to blow your mind because it tastes as good, if not better, than the original. I promise you. And you can dress it up with how you want. I think I'm using pineapple, like a spiced pineapple style, using rum and all the good things. But if you have, by any chance at all, or if you are going to go do some buying over the weekend and treat yourself, grab one of those little flamethrowers. Let's see if I can find mine to show you. Does anyone have a clean second drawer? You know where all your tongs go and stuff? Mine is always probably right in front of my eyes. Second drawer is always a mess. It's in my first drawer, that's why. Right. Oh, if you can. Now, this is a bit of an extreme one. You don't have to get this one. But grab yourself one of these. You don't have to do this. It's not necessarily essential, but I think you can get them from like Bunnings for a $5, like really cheap. But you know, the ones that make creme brulee. Look at that! Flamethrower. Dangerous as, but especially in the wrong hands. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to use silken tofu. Unbelievable. Basically like the plant-based cream, but it's set. Awesome way. Melting up some of the sauce's dark chocolate. Heavenly. And it's all about using different types of sugar. Swapping out the sort of mundane classic sugars and using alternatives. Things with lower GIs, better for the body. We're going to then, fry up some pineapple in a syrup, make a caramel. Oh, it's going to be divine. You can smell that. I better turn them. Yes! There's the colour we're after. Oh, right. Coming your way. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, it's ridiculous. Look at that colour. I'm making an absolute mess, but you know what? It's once a week, right? So that's what you're after. Gorgeous golden colour. Now, if you can do that for the skin of any of your proteins, that's fine. That's great too, but that is the colour you're after. And then this is going to go into the pot with all the grains once that grain is sort of like, used all the liquid. Yeah, unreal. So look for getting that color. Definitely worth all the flavor. I'm going to take that thing out of the oven. I'm going to put this tempeh in that with that oven stuff, and we're going to see how we go. Oh, I'm going to see if they're cooked. Oh, yes. See if it's cooked. Oh, God, it smells like. Ooh. I'm double dipping because I'm the only one eating. I reckon 5 more minutes. I'm taking this out, and I'm going to put them all on top, fried side up. Now, of course, if you've got a bigger piece, you might need a bigger clay pot, depending on how many people you're cooking. But in fairness, we always overeat, I believe. And just finish off with this sauce, because it's just going to toast up. It's going to mix with all the other flavors. I love that. I'm just going to garnish this. I'm going to show you now. I'm going to come your way and show you what I mean. Because there's no point in you guys waiting 5-10 minutes while this thing finishes off, when I can pretty much show you exactly what it's going to be like now. Silly person just touched the bloody thing, didn't I? Here we go. So look at this. Coming in close. I mean, this is a powerhouse dish. It's pretty red, actually. The color's not really changing because of the style of camera that it is. But the sauce is there. There's a little bit of liquid. I can see a little shyness of liquid on the side. Nice color from the tempeh on here. I'm going to put this lid off, another 5 minutes, I reckon, maybe 10 max, because there's still a little bit of liquid. I don't mind liquid in there because it's nice to have that sort of mop it all up with the tempeh. Back in the oven, 5-10 minutes, keep an eye on it, taste it, make sure the grains are soft, and that's ready to go. So back in. Let's pop the oven up even further. And that's what I reckon. Any other questions? Oh, yeah. Sandra, you want to try some vegan meals? That's a great one. Well, this one is completely vegan. So jump on it. This is going to be vegan tacos. Great one. Love that call. You can use different types of cashew creams as well if you want to saucy stuff. Guacamole, of course. Pastas always are a great one to go to. You'll be surprised how much plant-based foods you can actually make or you have made before. So if you make sort of pastas, you can do beautiful tomato-based pastas, or you can do really simple oily pastas. My mum makes the most amazing oily pastas using, shallots, garlic, and salt and pepper. And then you cook that really slowly down and really sweat till it's really sweet, and then fold your pasta through. It's beautiful. Falafels, great one. This group, you're all the best. You are all amazing. Maybe we should just have a massive dinner party together. Yeah, that's awesome. Any more questions, anyone? I'm going to see if there's anything else I need to say. I think we're good. Focus on, so I guess to sum it all up, that's going to go in there for 10 minutes, going to come out and be perfect. That's going to be my dinner, which is great. So it's coming on nearly 8 o'clock. But focus on buying organic, just to finish off. Focus on allowing the source to do all the hard work, which is bulk buying for you, saving you on plastics. Saving you on plastics and allowing you to be better in the easiest way possible. All you have to do is go into the store. Try buying small amounts to start with, and you'll be surprised how little you actually need. If you think about a jar, sort of that jar, I put 1 cup of those grains, and it's going to feed easily 4 people. We never need as much as we think we do. Yeah. That's what I said. So you never need as much as you think we do. This is perfect. Add a side of veggies. You're absolutely set. Buy local. Look for organic. There's no plastics, so you don't have to spend on that. They also do things like their amazing colors, so you can use those for cakes, for smoothies, for anything to do with kids as well. Their vacuum fried chips. Oh my Lord, I forgot all about them. Beautiful, really, really good. None of this trans fats. They keep their color perfectly by the way they're fried, so they're absolutely delicious and a really good way of introducing young kids into vegetables as well. We use that in the first recipe, which you can find on YouTube, by the way. So I'm pretty sure you can jump on the Source Blog Foods YouTube channel and see all the videos prior. So that veggie chip one with the nacho cheese sauce is on there with the vacuum fried veggie chips. A really amazing one. Yeah. You know, I've ranted enough today. That dinner's going to be ready in about 15 minutes. Look at my sauce products today. I mean, this is by far. I don't know if I've shown you my shelf. You want to come for a stroll to my shelf? There we go. Look at this. That's my sauce shelf. How good is that? I mean, that. If we decided, you know, if the what are they called? The vampires? No, what are the ones that come if we're having an apocalypse? I'm safe. You're all invited to my place. I'll feed you. We'll do a lockdown. I'll feed you. You know, I'll wait till it all blows over, and we'll jump out after that. It's awesome. You know, be creative. Jump onto the Source Bulk Foods Instagram page. Check out the recipes. Go into store. Check out the recipes from in-store. Jump onto my Instagram as well. If you have any questions about the sauce that you need me to answer for you, then just shoot us a text. Simon Toohey is me. Hopefully you know that by now. Shoot us a message, and I will try to find out as best I can. I'll find out about that water one. What was it, Sandra that wrote that? Sorry, I can't remember who wrote that. So the expiry dates are all done by store base. So they rotate depending on the product. But you can always ask them as well when you're there, and they'll let you know. Yeah, 2 videos are on YouTube, exactly right. So check them out. Look at buying organic. Be good to your body. Be good to the environment. Be good to your clothing and your washing up. Be good to yourselves. Be good to your loved ones. Again, round 3. That's kind of 6. Round 3. We're done here. Dinner is nearly served, everyone. I hope you get to make it. If you do, please send us all the photos of the dishes you make. And thank you. You're all brilliant. Much love. Thank you from me. Thank you to the Source. Support local, support the Source. You know I love them. You know I love you. Bye, everyone. Oh, by the way, I'll post the finished product on Instagram. Bye.